It's been a while since I've done my last book haul video. I've definitely accumulated a lot of books. I think I might go by themes as we go forward. Today I want to show you some books from my local area, Winnipeg, Manitoba. I'm filming this just before Thanksgiving. Here in Canada, we celebrate Thanksgiving on the second Monday of October. So let's get started. As regular viewers know, I'm collecting the Ace Science Fiction Specials Series 1. But I'm also collecting 8 books that Terry Carr commissioned for the series, but were published after the series. That means that they did not have the Ace Science Fiction Special on their covers. And I got one more in the mail. This one isn't from Manitoba, but I just thought I'd include it here for those who've been following my Ace Science Fiction Specials journey. Barefoot in the Head by Brian Aldiss. Copyright 1969. The back of the book says, rising from the dust and ashes of a Europe still reeling from the effects of the Great Acid War, comes Colin Charteris, a futuristic Don Quixote riding the mechanized brontosaurus of the times. Charteris tries desperately to make sense of the drugged, chaotic world he lives in and finds himself hailed as the new Messiah. Stranger still, Charteris himself comes to believe this. His adventures as he tries to save the world from its insanity are brilliantly told, a satiric science fiction comment on the future of mankind. When I saw this Leo and Diane Dillon cover, I knew that I wanted to have this book in my collection. I think this is one of their more brilliant covers. Next, I have 4 books from a local dealer called Comic World. This book I've already reviewed on the channel. I'll put a link in the cards at the end of this video. Alfred Bester, The Dark Side of the Earth. This is a collection of short stories. I won't say too much as I do have a review out there. Next, I have a couple of Bob Shaw books. Tomorrow Lies in Ambush. A spectacular showing by one of science fiction's brightest stars. It's copyright 1973 and it's short stories. The second Bob Shaw book that I got was Dagger of the Mind. There is no shield against the dagger of the mind. This one's copyright 1979. John is a telepath. He is going mad. At his door stands a bleeding man, the skin flayed from the gory mask of his face. At the foot of the stair is a surging tide of thick, clotting blood. In his hand is a dripping knife. At his feet, the body of the woman he loves. Down in the cellar, something is waiting. Something that wants John Redpath's body. Something that wants John Redpath's mind. This seems like it might be a good read for Halloween. And the last one from Comic World, The Beast That Shouted Love at the Heart of the World by Harlan Ellison. This includes Hugo and Nebula award-winning stories. Copyright 1969 for this book. This printing here is a first printing, April 1974 by Signet. So a copy of his short stories. And this is almost brand new condition. It's amazing. All right, a few more books here. One more, Harlan Ellison, 7 strange and wonderful adventures in a universe of thoughts never thought before, pain god and other delusions. First printing, December 1965, by Pyramid Books. The next 4 I found for $1.50 a piece. They were in an antique store in an entertainment district here in Winnipeg called the Forks. The Forks is a location where the Red River and the Assiniboine River meet. It used to be a railway station area, but now it has been converted into an entertainment district. If you come to Winnipeg, you must stop by the Forks. Anyways, in a building called the Johnston Terminal, in the basement they have an antique mall, and in that mall I found 3 bookshelves worth of books. I actually found 3, maybe 4 science fiction specials down there. I already had them, but they look pretty good. If you're in Winnipeg, you might want to pick them up. I think there was Why Call Them Back from Heaven and The Lincoln Hunters. I'm not sure what the third one was. Anyways, I found 4 books of authors that I've been meaning to pick up. First one is Theodore Sturgeon, A Way Home. Stories by the Grand Master of Science Fiction, selected with an introduction by Groff Conklin. So that's a short stories collection. Next author is William Tenn, The Square Root of Man. The Square Root of Man contains some of his earliest works, including the very first story ever published, Alexander the Bait, from 1946. So this is a collection of short stories, and this was first printed in June 1968. The next author that I picked up is Edmund Hamilton. I believe he was married to another science fiction author. Let me just look that up. Ah, yes. He's married to Lee Brackett. Anyway, this one is called Star Kings, a stirring novel of the future. Flung across space and time by the sorcery of superscience, John Gordon exchanges body with Zarth Arn, prince of the mid-galactic empire, 2,000 centuries in the future. Suddenly, John is thrust into a last-ditch battle between the democratic empire world and the tyranny of the Black Cloud regime. Only one weapon, the terrifying disruptor, can win the struggle for the empire forces. But it is so powerful that unless John uses it correctly, it could destroy not only the enemy, but the cosmos. Could his 20th century mind cope with the technology of 200,000 years from now? There we go. This was copyright 1949, and this is a second printed of the paperback library edition in 1970. And the last of the new books new to me is Thomas M. Dish, 102 H-Bombs. Thomas M. Dish is an author I've been meaning to read for a long time. This book is copyright 1966 and 1971, so perhaps there's some edits in it. This Berkeley Medallion edition is from August of 1971. There may be a new copyright in here because there's an introduction. So this is a collection of stories. Really looking forward to reading some Thomas M. Dish. So there you have it. 10 books I picked up, 9 of them local, one that I got in the mail from eBay. That was Barefoot in the Head. So can you tell me anything about these books? Which one do you think I should start with? This video should come out about halfway between the Canadian Thanksgiving and the American Thanksgiving in November. So to my Canadian friends, happy belated Thanksgiving. And to my American friends, happy Thanksgiving. Until I see you again, keep reading.